What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and a big update in the fast food apocalypse. This time looks like In-N-Out getting hit, as well as several other companies. I've been covering this kind of in depth on the channel, and it's really a multifaceted thing that has led to basically widespread closures of restaurants like Red Lobster, Applebee's. I think was it TGI Fridays? I think TGI Fridays, um tons of small pizzeria chains, these smaller chains of like 40, 50 places. You have one, the supply chain and Bidenomics and inflation. That's one kind of multi combination. Two, you still have supply chain related issues back from the coof. And three, I know, look at me going woke here, you have an unwillingness of some of these corporations to make less money, right? McDonald's is butthurt that you found out that they were charging $18 for a Big Mac meal. So they put out a big letter to yell at you for sharing that on social media. But McDonald's corporate net profit in 2023 was 14.5 billion with a B dollars. So, they certainly could afford to trim the costs, and they don't want to. They want to say, oh, hey, you could get a $5 extra value meal now for a limited time. That isn't even enough food for any adult. Well, now things have gotten worse, and it's hit In-N-Out and many other chains that are specifically hit by the $20 minimum wage, as well as just everybody raising more prices now because, Americans just have extra money they want to give away. We're going to get into all that after a super quick word from this video sponsor, Pure Health. Folks, let me welcome this new sponsor, Pure Health Research. It's a great company. They specialize in creating natural supplements to help people just like you in their daily lives. They already have helped more than 2 million Americans. Their best-selling product is their liver health formula. Why is it so popular, you ask? Well, the American Liver Foundation reports that 100 million Americans suffer from an overworked and sluggish liver. It's not surprising because your liver is getting bombarded every day by GMOs, microplastics, toxins, and more. And all that stuff you might not even know about. That's why so many of us have a sluggish and overworked liver. Even I take a daily liver supplement these days now. It makes us gain weight and feel tired all the time. For decades, your liver has helped you with over 500 key functions daily, and it's time for you to help their liver. That's why I recommend you experience the results of the liver health formula yourself. It's a natural supplement with 11 clinically proven botanicals and key nutrients to rejuvenate and support your liver health. It revitalizes the liver's detoxifying abilities, raising energy levels, and optimizing metabolism. Try a liver health formula and receive 1 month supply of the nano-powered omega-3s to support liver health. Join the ranks of happy customers by going to getliverhelp.com/quartering to claim your free bonus gift. That's getliverhelp.com/quartering to get your free gift. Now, In-N-Out raising prices in California menu prices in response to new minimum wage. Again, this is another company that I will argue that, they could make a little less money. That is a possibility. They could make less money. They don't want to make less money. They want you, the American people, to pay more for fast food burgers. In-N-Out burger patrons might have noticed a price increase for their favorite items like the Double Double or animal-style fries. California-based burger chain confirmed to KTVU that it has raised menu prices across the Golden State. The company hiked prices the same day the state's fast food minimum wage laws took effect. On April 1st, we raised our prices incrementally to accompany a pay raise for all the associates working in the California restaurants. The price increases were also necessary to maintain our quality standards. That's BS, right? That's BS. You didn't need to raise prices in order to maintain quality food standards. That's a free byproduct of having well-trained employees. By the way, the starting wage for an In-N-Out employee is $22 to $23 an hour based on location. So you can make close to $50,000 a year working at an In-N-Out burger, which is bananas to me. But I guess I am stuck a little bit into that. When I was like 18 years old, which is 20 years ago, more than 20 years ago, $40,000 a year was enough to support a family on. It felt like that was a good job making 40 grand a year. You see Pittsburgh resident Chris says he eats there every other week. The price increase, I understand because the economy's kind of bad. Food's going up, all that kind of stuff. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. The minimum wage is a thing, but it's also, people have said, I've had enough. Foot traffic to McDonald's, Burger King, and In-N-Out Burger restaurants all appeared to fall in the weeks after they raised prices to offset the $20 minimum wage. Again, I want to point out, because, you all know I'm a woke progressive liberal. None of these companies kind of took that on the chin. They just raised the prices and passed it on to consumers. But that's what companies do. Well, consumers have started to have enough. Since April, year over year, visit trends to fast food chains in the state have lagged behind national trends, suggesting that diners could be put off by the higher menu prices, per data from Placer.ai, which tracks foot traffic analytics. It's very clear that menu price increase is having an impact, RJ Hotvoy of Placer.ai's head of analytical research wrote in a report. According to the data, the year-over-year change in the number of visits to fast food chains across February to March was slightly higher than national average. However, this abruptly shifted when the minimum wage increase went into effect, Hotvoy wrote in the report, noting that traffic to fast food chains in California had been weaker than the national average in 7 of the 8 weeks in April and May. Well, it's because the restaurants are raising the prices and people are saying, yo, I don't want to pay $15 for a fast food burger and fries. I don't think that's wild to me. And all these articles like restaurants are competing to offer the cheapest meals. None of these meals are cheap. They're still $6, $7. That's not nothing. And by the way, these $5 and $6 promo deals that a lot of these, companies are offering, it's only temporary. They themselves had said, oh no, we're definitely going to increase the cost. Like, this is just for a month. Then you're going to go back to paying $15. And I get it. The minimum wage thing is a thing, but in Wisconsin, we don't have a $20 an hour minimum wage, and the price of fast food is bananas. You see, when you're offering all this stuff, people have said, I've had enough. A Jack in the Box spokesperson previously said to Business Insider, at the company-owned locations in California alone, it had raised menu prices between 6 and 8% in response to the minimum wage change. In-N-Out said it had raised price, quote, incrementally. Year-over-year visits to McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's are all trending well behind the national averages. That's because people don't want to pay this insane price for fast food. Now, I don't believe that any minimum wage needs to exist in the modern era because capitalism takes care of that. I don't want to argue that somebody at In-N-Out Burger shouldn't make what they make, okay? If you're working at In-N-Out Burger and you're making $23 an hour and everybody's happy, that's fine. That's cool. More power to you. But I will point out that there is a price to that. Anybody could have told you that raising the minimum wage to $20 an hour in some of these states, some of these areas, was going to have an immediate and very predictable impact. One, prices were going to go up. Because why? Companies don't choose to make less money. Two, foot traffic and customers would go down because not only are these prices, out of control for fast food and like mid-level food, we can't forget the overall state of the economy. The fact that people just have less money in general to eat out. That survey that everyone keeps mentioning, somewhere between 70 and 80% of Americans view fast food as a luxury item when just 10 years ago is viewed as a guilty pleasure, something you ate alone in the parking lot in your garage and you crumpled up the packages and wrappers and buried it in the garbage so your wife didn't see. Now you're doing that for a completely other reason because she's going to be pissed you spent $25 at Taco Bell, which used to be unheard of. Legends told of the guy who went on a little space cruise and once spent $20 at Taco Bell. I remember sitting around in circles with all my friends, in a hazy room talking about that one time you were just so hungry for some unrelated reason that you spent $15 at Taco Bell. Now you go there and you get a quesadilla meal and maybe one other thing, you're spending $15 for just automatically. Again, you knew the prices were going to go up because corporations don't make less money. You knew people were going to stop going because it was already too expensive, and people have less disposable income now than they've ever had before. And you also knew all this was going to do was accelerate companies' pushes into automation, which we've seen. McDonald's, for example, saying, hey, use the app. We'll give you anything. We'll give you 25% off to use the app. We give you great deals. Use the app. Somebody actually emailed me and said the deals that McDonald's gives in their app are actually pretty good. Why do they give you a deal in the app? Because that's one less person they need at the machine, at the window to take your order. We will not, in our lifetime, at places like McDonald's, you will eventually be forced to order via the app only. That's what's going to happen. You're going to pull up to the window. You're going to scan a QR code. That's going to take money out of your account. Cash is going to go away. You think I'm kidding? This is what's going to happen. You're going to scan. It's going to scan. There's going to be like one skeleton person, one or two people working at a McDonald's, skeleton crew, just cooking the food, putting it in a bag, and then putting it on a conveyor belt. You're going to scan. You're going to get charged. Your window's going to open, and your food's going to come out, and you're going to grab it. That's how they're going to work. And I'm not talking about in 20 years. I'm talking about in the next 5 years. So all these people that are enjoying this inflated salary, again, it's not your fault. But all the people that have their wages artificially increased by higher minimum wages and things of that nature, what's going to happen to them? They're all going to get fired. Talking about a $20 minimum wage is great for Gavin Newsom, right? But it destroys businesses, as we've seen hundreds and hundreds of locations in California alone already shutter their business. It eventually leads to more unemployment. It's just great for a headline. Everybody thinks getting a $20 minimum wage is great on paper until they understand that eventually that just means everything's more expensive. Everybody else is going to pay the price and they're going to go somewhere else. Burger King, look at this. Foot traffic at Burger King down 3.8%. Wendy's down 3.4%. McDonald's down 2.5%. That's just in a month. That's just in a month. It's going to continue. In California alone, fast food prices rose 7%. Forcing franchises in the state to slash work hours, postpone capital improvements, expedite the deployment of automation. Everything we all knew was going to happen is happening. People are continuing to cook at home. San Francisco's tourist heavy Fisherman's Wharf location, a double burger with French fries and a drink is $14 at a freaking In-N-Out. I'm not working an hour to get a burger. That's insane. $7.50 just for the patty without the sides. You see the comments, gee, who could have foreseen the consequences of raising minimum wage so much? Oh yeah, anybody who lives in the real world. Yeah. Consequences? The consequences are that 500,000 fast food workers in California are able to survive a little easier. Wrong. They're all going to be fired. They're all going to be fired or replaced in the next 5 years. This is the dumb, idiot, short-sighted liberal mindset. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like and you subscribe or follow the channel. Make sure to check out the video sponsor, and we'll talk to you again real soon.